A day in Solvang. Would you believe me if I said you could visit Denmark without leaving California? Follow us around to this cute little Danish town of Solvang, located in California. We start off taking the trolley, and it's really cute because you buy the tickets at this little ice cream shop, and yes, you get a discount off the ice cream if you have a trolley ticket. The architecture is heavily inspired by Scandinavia, as you can see, with the windmills. The trolley takes off once a few folks are on board. So here we're just waiting, and that's our tour guide there.
Teas and seasonings from all over the world. Solvang was founded in 1911 because at the end of the 1800s, many people came from Scandinavia and resettled in America. $40 an acre and founded a town they named Solvang, which in Danish means sunny field. That's what they wanted. But for the first 30 plus years of its existence, Solvang didn't look like this. It was a sleepy little western farm town. And that's when people started to come to check it out. And the leaders of the town, when they're out of a woman, they said, okay, if they want to see a Danish town, let's build a Danish town. And they changed the architecture to what you see now. Restrooms, the city of Solvang provides for our convenience. Also on the right in this complex, the red building, Julehus, with its own Lisa house. All they sell there are Christmas-related items. The town, about 10% of whom are Danish at this point. On your right, we have a beautiful windmill from Denmark and a round red brick structure behind it. This is a 1/3 size replica of something that is in Denmark. Theirs was built in the 1600s with a working observatory on the top and a staircase wide enough so the king could ride his horse to the top and enjoy the view of the.
After the tour, we went around the local area to explore the little shops. There were so many different types of shops. The first one we went into was called Skinderella, and they specialized in a bunch of different bath bombs and soaps that were shaped into cute little pastries. It was also a salon in case you wanted to get something done. You can see here, the soaps are unbelievable. Like, you wouldn't want to use them. Little donuts, cupcakes. And here we see the trolley again. There's a lot of trolleys, and it was well worth our ticket. The town here has a lot of chocolate shops, cake shops, and sweets. So make sure you go if you have a really big sweet tooth. Also, go with an empty stomach. We stopped by this little bakery because we couldn't help but look at the display. It was so adorable of these little men baking little bakery treats and bread. It was definitely an attention grabber for sure. So here you can see there were so many options. We couldn't buy everything. We bought a few items to sample. Here we have the Copenhagen house. It's just one of the main stores there. So we looked around, and there were a lot of little places to just pop in. And each store had its own theme, so it was nice just to go in and browse. The Copenhagen house had definitely a lot of different options to check out. There was a Lego store, a watch shop, as well as some clothing items. It was a little bit of everything. So here there's a few people taking pictures because it says Solvang, Danish Capital of America, and I can definitely attest to that. It felt like we were in a different country. Obviously, we found ourselves at another little food arena. This was like an outdoor food hall with a coffee shop, a pastry shop, as well as a specialized cheese shop. We tried one of their soft cheeses, which was good. We went into Cafe Dulce to just check out the different coffees and pastry options they had. The decor inside each establishment was impeccable. Again, you can see there's so many types of pastries, lots of Danish inspired, as well as a lot of fusion. There was also ice cream in a lot of places. Again, come with a sweet tooth. We explored the outdoor area as well. And you can see there's another Solvang trolley going by. The tours happen so often. There is a challenge to spot 5 windmills, and I believe we did. Again, we went into another coffee shop, and this time we did purchase a few items. Everyone was super friendly and accommodating there as well. So we got 2 different drinks, the blue pea flower and the mocha. So again, we're back to the little food hall, and we were just looking around. This is the Hans Christian Andersen Museum, which was located inside a bookstore, and I was really fascinated because, if you didn't know, the Disney stories now are originally inspired by his works. His original works were not for the faint of heart. They were very violent, and Disney adapted them into their stories. So this museum had a lot of his little knickknacks. This was the whole museum. We learned a little bit about his history as well, and it leads right into the bookstore, which I thought was great. We liked that everything was kind of old styled, so nothing was super renovated and kept kind of antique looking. So this was a shop that specialized just in lavender, which I found really interesting. Soon as you go in, you can see it's purple everywhere, and it sure smelled like lavender. They sold essential oils, perfumes, as well as purple-themed items. And this was called the Lavender Society. So before we left, we also wanted to check out some of the nearby areas. We just didn't want to leave. One day in Solvang was definitely not enough. These again were a lot of different shops and smaller establishments. There were even dentist's office and lawyers, because even if you forget, it is a regular town at the end of the day, so people live here. And this is another overview of the whole place. You can see the buildings. They look vastly different, which we really liked. This was another bakery that we found. Now it's bakery time. This was one of the bakeries with chocolates and donut specialties. Here we have a bunch of little croissants and flaky pastries. This was the nearby shop. You can see an in-depth look of all the different types of cakes and donuts. They had a lot of unique types of donuts here. The way everything was arranged made you want to buy everything, but we finally went into the Solvang bakery, again with the animatronics, and we decided to buy some of the almond croissants. We really liked the display, and we also got a savory pizza after all the sweets. I believe this is the 4th windmill we found, so we were documenting them. And here we decided to get a little souvenir before we left. Lots of different knick-knack shops if you want anything, from a cuckoo clock to a magnet to anything that'll remind you of this cute little town. Lots of different restaurants for dinner as well. And we found this really cute light shop, and we talked to the lady and she said everything was imported from Hungary. Going back to the Skinderella store before we left, I just couldn't get over it. And there was a little art gallery, which was actually very expansive. Once you went inside, there were different displays and the artists were there, which was cool. And just like that, it was time to go home.